I'll answer any questions about the 6-day advanced water fasting or anything else on health that you would like to have answered. And it can be on an emotional level, physical level. That's entirely up to you, okay? I'm going to tell you though, and it's going to be really important, it's never been so important as now. Mind your own business. Learn to have so much fun with yourself. Learn to love and care for yourself. For your sole purpose. What is your sole purpose? Because it's going to take all your focus. Did anybody even see that it's all about distraction? Did you ever notice how people are always trying to distract you from your sole purpose? What is your sole purpose? It's got to be your passion, your purpose. It's got to be your mission in life. What is it? And you better find out what that is. Okay. So I'll tell you what mine is. Mine is to create a Braveheart nation. And what does that mean to me? Well, it means where people are minding their own business. They're connected to their breath. They wear a slight smile on their face no matter what goes on, who's attacking them, or if somebody's sick in the family. Understand something. We cannot keep going up and down like roller coasters. We cannot allow people to treat us like we're puppets, right? Puppets on a string, and you will feel like a puppet on a string until you understand that you better be selfish enough to know what it takes for you to have a beautiful day. And then you better be selfish enough to know that you better protect your vibration, your frequency, that where you go, what you do, what you drink, what you eat, what you say, all comes together to become this master key vibration that really turns your life on or off. So let's talk about 6-day advanced water fasting. I'll tell you something. I've probably done water fasting, I've done at least a few hundred. Now I don't do water fasting anymore. I haven't done it maybe in about, I'd say, a year. And honestly, it's because I've gotten myself over the years to a certain place. Now, what is that place? Well, here's lemon water with a little bit of cayenne. So, almost every day that I go to work, I might have like our black bean soup at lunch one time throughout the week. But besides that, I don't eat all day. Okay? Last night, I had lentil soup. Okay? We make black bean soup. We make lentil soup at the juice bar, Jungle Juice Bar. We're not trying to be a restaurant. But the reality is I know that if we give people the lentil soup, the black bean soup, the blender drinks with the fresh organic berries, the carrot juice, the celery juice, the beet juice, the organic apple juice, organic orange juice, and all of these different things mixed, they can more than thrive. They can actually turn themselves around with their illnesses. So that's why we have it. We want to have these really great plant-based protein staples. Okay? Look, if you're doing the 6-day advanced water fast, and you come back off of that, and you go right back into the way you used to eat, then just know you're never going to get there. Every time you do a 6-day advanced water fast, you should be seeing things that are lower vibrational leave. And I mean everything. From what you think, what you say, who you hang around with, the food you buy, the restaurants you eat in. Things should be starting to change. You will never ever believe that you can heal from any autoimmune disease all the way to cancer until you believe in yourself. And that's why you've got to be selfish enough, and I mean selfish enough, okay, to create the perfect day for yourself. You have to get here, and you've got to do it. Like when I tell people time's running out, well, the reality is I really believe that by the time we get into middle of September, October, November area, there'll be so many distractions. I mean, between your children, between your husband, your wife, your friends, your family, because most people are going to lose it, right? They're going to lose their stuff, okay? Unless they understand most of it's just BS, dysfunctional belief systems based on fear-mongering, and understand something. Let's take a look at our lives, okay? And see about what's real and what's not real. Let me tell you something. When was the last time that your life was really threatened? Threatened. I mean really threatened. No. Listen, most people are running from a paper tiger. They're not running from a real tiger. Their life is not threatened. But the reality is your imagination is your creation of everything. And the reality is whether it's a real tiger or a paper tiger, doesn't matter. Those invisible teeth are still going to take pieces out of your immune system. So we can do 6-day advanced water fasting, and we can get rid of physical things. We can get rid of emotional stress. We can really bring ourselves up. But we can't go back to the old personality. So I need you to get this. So whether or not you did a 1-day advanced water fast, a 2-day, and some people are actually going as far as 20 and 40 days on this advanced water fast this time. So understand this. I think the biggest thing that we're fasting out is fear, false evidence appearing real. Because the reality is once you change the way you think, you'll change the way you drink and eat and the way you speak. So for those of you that can't make it until Wednesday, right? Today's Monday, it'll be the 4th day of the advanced water fast. And if you have to break it, just remember you're going to be breaking it, okay, weaning out of it. And you can still do all your advanced nutraceuticals all the way through and right into the perfect day diet. But what you're going to do is you're going to come off the fast with either bone broth or veggie broth. You're going to heat it up. You're going to use a straw and you're going to sip it. You're not going to guzzle it back. Remember something, anybody that made it to the 3rd day of the advanced water fast has completely shut down their digestive tract. That's when you kick in the autophagy. That's when you kick in the stem cell making. That's when you see these amazing things happen in your life on an emotional and physical level. That's when everything goes into gear. You couldn't pay for this. The amount of money that an advanced water fast, okay, for the results it gives you, the amount of money you'd have to spend would be tens of thousands of dollars. Understand that. And understand, if you do an advanced water fast and you're underweight or you lose weight quickly, I don't talk about it much, but I think I'm going to have to add it. Because there are people that need to do an advanced water fast, but they're underweight or they lose their weight quickly. I'm going to explain why in a second. But they need to do SON formula. Can you make sure that you get Nat to make a slide with SON formula on it and IGF sitting together? Because the only way that you can get through an advanced water fast if you lose weight too fast, or if you're a little bit underweight, you'd have to do SON formula and IGF-1. Now, if you're the type of person who loses weight fast, just know that your digestive tract, okay, is like a raceway. It's moving way too fast and you've burnt it out. Okay, just know this, that you can lose weight too fast when this is burning out. You know, when you are totally stressed and terrorizing yourself, and you may not even know it because you've lived like this forever, you'll burn more calories and you'll burn your nervous system out, and then that eats up the muscles in your body and your organ tissue. So that's a big thing. So like somebody said to me, I really need to do this fast, Dr. Wolf. And she was probably about 5 pounds underweight, and she is a silent terrorist. Otherwise, she doesn't speak her mind. She holds a lot in, and I said, look, okay, and then there's Lorraine, who also is one of our consultants. I'll tell you about her in a second. So this was somebody who wanted to go on the fast, and I told her, I said, you got to do the SON formula and you got to crush up the caplets. But see, the SON formula is 98.9% absorbed. That's amino acids. The body doesn't need protein. The body needs amino acids. This is the best formula of amino acids that you can take in. Now, if you are running like a mouse on a treadmill, that little round thing that goes around and is just going around and around and around, and not, your mind's like that, and you're a little underweight, I wouldn't want you to do a fast unless you're going to do the IGF-1 300,000 or the 2500,000, along with the SON formula. And with this lady, I told her, I said, if you want to do this, I need you to take 2 SON every 2 hours, and if you can afford it, take 2 SON every hour. Now, even though it's not protein, it's amino acids, so you can't hurt the body. And the reality is this, if you're not used to, if you believe, okay, let me see here. Do you know the person who says, I don't like praying, I don't like being quiet, I gotta have a radio on, I gotta have a TV on, I can't meditate? Well, that's a monkey mind. And that monkey mind, okay, that monkey mind is what's burning your system out. And when your body starts to burn out, okay, from acidity, what it'll do, it'll start breaking down protein, which is your muscles, which is your organ tissue, okay, because it needs to feed off of that. That's why with cancer patients, when they have something called where the body starts to eat itself, they are way too acidic, okay? And in Europe, they'll actually give cancer patients SON formula in hospitals. And so while they're trying to bring down the high acidity levels and from the nervous system burning out, because the more acid you have in your body, the more you're going to pull calcium from your bones, and the more you're going to break down muscle tissue. So people always say, Dr. Wolf, you know what, when I got to about the age of 50 or 60, I started losing weight. No, you weren't. You were losing muscle. So you're losing muscle. So the reality is that we need to do some form of exercise. And I goes, you know, to try to do 20 minutes of exercise twice a day, if your schedule permits it, that would be great. I try to do, honestly, I try to do 40 minutes of swimming, okay, every day. I really make a big attempt at doing it. And the way I swim is to really I really like move all my body parts. I don't swim like a usual person. I swim in the spot, like, okay, like I tread water. And I move myself in a way that I really work my core, okay, and I work my back, I work my arms. I really exaggerate my movements to stretch everything and to move everything, to keep that flexibility. So understand something. When you want to do an advanced water fast, and I wanted to talk about this, and you lose weight quickly, or you're underweight a little bit, you have to do SON formula, okay? And you need to also try to calm yourself down for at least 3 to 5 minutes every half hour to an hour, okay? So you're calming your body down, you're calming your body down. You know the kind of person that you are, okay? At night you're exhausted, and you go to bed and you can't sleep. Okay, this is not a sleeping problem. This is actually a nervous system problem from running anxiety programs and not even knowing it because you think that's your personality. And I just told you, if you don't change your personality, you're never going to change your life. So if you don't change the thoughts you think, okay, then you're never going to, you might get healed through massive personal action, but what are you going to do if you go back to the same personality that created the illness? So anyways, let's take Lorraine. So Lorraine, who is a master consultant, and she deserves to be called that because she's amazing, understand something. We all come from different upbringings, and it was very hard for her to be selfish enough not to kill herself every time there was something going on in the family, or there was a disruption in her relationship. She would, I would watch her just pulverize herself, okay? Because that's the way that women are taught to show their love. Well, anyway, she's not doing that anymore. She should see how amazing she's looking. And right now she's on a 6-day advanced water fast. I think she's past 6 days, actually. I think she's on 8 days. And I told her, because what happened was, she doesn't have a lot of muscle tone. I said, you can do the advanced water fast, I told her, but you should be doing like, 3 SON formula, maybe 3 to 4 times a day while you're doing the water fast. It's not a lot of extra money. Crush it up, put it in your drinks, because you don't want to be burning up muscle. Okay? Anyways, yeah. So let's go to a couple questions here. Elena, how can I find my purpose and passion? I feel something is blocking me from finding it. Nothing's blocking you from finding it. There's parts of your personality that are blocking you from finding it. So in a lot of cases, it's especially for women, is just start spending more time with yourself and utilizing more energy for yourself. The first thing your subconscious is going to go is you're selfish. Or if you go and you spend more time with yourself, then you won't be looking after your family, and God knows they don't know how to look after themselves, and something terrible is going to happen if you're not just totally on your toes, because the world's coming to an end, right? I mean, think about it. Even before COVID, most people were always on guard for something to go wrong. So that means you're not relaxed. So how do you break that program? So understand something. Everything is a program. If you have trouble finding your passion and purpose, that means that you've been helping everybody else find their passion and purpose. And your passion and purpose was looking after everyone else. Tell me I'm wrong. David, do I want to, should I? Did you read this one or no? Okay, Felicia, I made it to day 6, and sipping my broth tastes like heaven. But make sure that you're sipping it, because when you come out of a 6-day advanced water fast or an 8-day, so for 6 days, you got to do 3 days of bone broth or veggie broth and celery juice, right? And if you live here where the coconuts are fresh, you can do coconut water. So the reality is that the sipping is really important. It's, hi, I love you. We just want to wake you up and get you going. And the reality is you really want to work into this, just sipping through a straw, because tell me that we're not raised with poverty consciousness. Poverty consciousness, there's not enough food, there's not enough love, there's not enough money, okay? The reality is that we all drink too fast, we all eat too fast, and the reality is if you sip, when you break that advanced water fast and you keep it in your mouth and you kind of just swish the juice around in your mouth just a little bit, or the bone broth, the veggie broth, or the celery juice, or the coconut water, just swish it around. Let the enzymes mix with it. Because what you want to do is you want to drink your salt, you want to you want to chew your liquids. There it is. I was going to say you want to drink your solids. Well, we're not eating yet solid food. But the reality is that you want to what? Chew your liquids to get the enzymes in when you start to break the fast. And like I said, if it was an 8-day fast, it would be 4 days of doing those drinks. And then you'd come off and head into the perfect day diet for a few days. And then, oh my gosh, I just hope that you could drop cheese or bread or flour products or a lot of those sugar products or a lot of those fried foods. I'm hoping that you had an emotional breakthrough upstairs, okay, that you weren't an emotional eater anymore, that we've gotten rid of some of these things that are undermining us. Because you have to understand something. The whole world is programmed to help you to eat yourself to death, okay? So what we want to do is in the 6-day advanced water fast is to fast our way back to thriving and living a beautiful life. Felicia, any other questions?
No, but I will show you the last questions that we had.
Okay, from the last show? Okay, bring them up, that'd be great. So if we don't have a lot of people on here today that have questions, then we will move on to a lot of other projects, right? We've got lots of them going on. Super Silver, is it good for cataracts? Absolutely. But you'll never be able to affect the cataracts by drinking it, even though Super Silver, you can drink it. It helps to create a better environment of immunity in the body. But Super Silver, you can nebulize it and breathe it in through your sinuses to get it into the back of your eyes. You can get an eye cup and put Super Silver in it, and then you can use an eye cup to flush out your eyes and cleanse your eyes. Or you can just put drops in your eyes, and you can do it a few times a day, as often as you want. You know, I don't have it anymore, but I used to really get like a needle, and it felt like it was coming into my eye here. And I would have to do like either the Silver Bullet or the Bright Eyes Nanofalvic. I would have to do that like maybe 6 to 10 times in a row, every 3 to 5 minutes, and then it would bring it down. I don't know what it was. At one time, I had a cyst in here, and it grew in here, and I had it cut out a long time ago, and I think that might have created some scar tissue that actually caused impinging of the nerve that created the pain in my eye. So if you don't look after getting rid of the scar tissue, which I did through clapping, then what happens, you create a program. Remember, everything is a program. Cancer is a program. Healing's a program. Psoriasis is a program. Everything is a program, guys. Whether you're healing or making yourself sick, it's just a program. And it all starts from belief systems. It all starts from an imagination that isn't yours anymore. Your imagination was stolen from you from 0 to 7 because we're in a trance hypnotic state from 0 to 7. And everything that happens to us, around us, we take that as truth from 0 to 7. And think about this, everybody's functioning off everything they learned from 0 to 7. And that's why we don't learn. That's why we don't move off of these lessons. That's why we keep on doing the same thing over and over again, like Groundhog Day, until we're exhausted and our battery's drained. And that's why we feel sick and tired and old. Okay? You got to change your personalities, everybody. And 6-day advanced water fasting, there's not a person that doesn't make it through a 6-day advanced water fast and says that it hasn't changed them on an emotional level. Everyone will say it's changed them on an emotional level forever. Okay.
It's, I don't know, it's delay or something else, but we have more questions.
Okay. Can you explain structured water, please? Well, rainwater is structured water. Isn't that kind of funny? So I don't know who created everything, but it's called source energy for me. I don't believe any of the stories that I've ever been told about what people call God, and I don't anymore. I've really had the opportunity to be with very enlightened people that I believe that are enlightened on the planet. And I believe that everything I've ever been told about God is absolutely a lie. And I do want to say a lie, and that doesn't mean my parents lied to me. They just passed on the lie. But the reality is this, that which we call source that has created the whole universe is way beyond anything I can imagine. And trust me, I know very little about this. You know, I've learned one thing, that if I don't really live the unconditional love thing, self-care, self-love, there's no way I can do what I'm doing. There's no way I'll have the energy to do it. There's no way that I believe that I could be effective for my family and my friends and everybody else. But structured water was created by the source, whatever that source is. And the reality is here we have the rainwater coming down from the atmosphere. For those of you who have chemtrails every day in your sky, just think how much is coming down. Seriously, it's no joke. And before then we had heavy metals, and we have acid rain, but now we've got those chemtrails. I've never seen a chemtrail here, guys. I'm telling you the God's truth. There's never been a chemtrail in Ixtapa skies, okay? But just know this, that which I believe is called source has created that. So even though there might be heavy metals, you know, chemicals, acid rain, in the rain when it comes down, you could actually drink that water, because that water's structured. And you know what? It doesn't harm the birds, the bees, the flowers, the trees. The crops grow just as good. People don't get this. Everything is about frequency, you know that, right? Don't tell me that reverse osmosis or distilled water is water, because it's not. You can't digest it. The reality is, even if you have a carbon filtered water, okay, That's not real water. Structured water is the only water. Structured water hydrates into the cells 1,000% better than even Kangen water or any other water. And it has to be structured. I'm not telling you Kangen water is not good, but I'm telling you that it's electron charged and it's ionic. That's great. But you still got to run it through a structure unit, because to structure water, you can't use electricity. It's called free flow. Like if you take a look at, here, hold on. See if I can get over here. So here's a structure unit. We have them like for pools, for houses, for showers, but that's a structure unit. There's no electricity, no batteries, no moving parts. It's good for life. There's a 90-day money-back guarantee that if it doesn't do what I say, just send it back. Anyways, you can pour anything through, from your coffee to your juice to your wine to anything, and it's going to structure it to help protect you. Yeah, you can actually pour wine through it. And if you were to pour all your wine through it, you wouldn't have a hangover the next day, but you would catch quite a buzz because you're structuring it. What happens is when you pour anything through there, like water or anything else, when you structure, there's 2,500 to 3,000 sheets in every droplet. There's sheets. Can you believe that? Water droplets or anything that is liquid is made out of sheets. And when it goes into the body and it comes to what we call the aquaporin channel in the cell, this actually stretches out like a choo-choo train to go directly in without anything. People don't know this, but you have to digest even water to get it into your cells, okay? So once it's structured, you're protected. Now, I know you're gonna go, I don't believe it, so that's fine. You don't have to believe it. Most people don't believe the things I talk about anyway, so that's okay. But the reality is that when you structure, even though the heavy metal, even though there's chemical, even though there could be bad bacteria in there, it can't harm the body. Now you've said, I've gone too far. Well, go take a look at the actual teachings of Dr. Gerald Pollack, and he's out of Washington State University. And look at all his research, and then go look at what we call fourth phase water, or go take a look at what's called structured water, and you'll understand that I'm right. Because the biggest thing here is, think about it. If it's true about the chemtrails, the acid rain, the heavy metals, then why isn't anything being disturbed when it comes down? It's the frequency. It's always been that. You need to protect your frequency. And you know what? Everything that you eat, drink, and think is all based on frequency, and that's going to create the foundation of the life that you might want, is if you were really focused on frequency and vibration, okay? Whether it's food or drink or people. Yes. Dr. Wolf, what do you recommend for cleaning lymphatic system? Well, right off the bat, if you're the type of person who doesn't want to exercise, go online to Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace and look for two motors. You know those things that you stand on, those vibration plates, and they vibrate? You can find them used for around $250 to $500. And that's really good, guys. I mean, you know what? We have one in the training center, so when people start to feel tight, it loosens them up. But the reality is guess what? Structure water. Structure water for the lymph. You know, people will say to me, you know, I go and get lymph massage. Well, that's great, but that's not the key. If you want to have a really good lymph system, you need to have some form of exercise or movement. So if you're the type of person that you're really stiff or you're older and you can't exercise, get yourself a vibration plate, get yourself a structured water unit. Because if you don't have a structured water unit, remember something, lymph moves like molasses in the body. Lymph moves like molasses in the body. So it doesn't move like water. And understand something, you have 8 pints of blood and you have 12 quarts of lymph. 12 quarts of lymph. Wow, that's huge. And the reality is, if you feel under your arms right now, if you feel any fat under here, there's no fat under your arms. That's lymph congestion. If you've got a swollen lymph node here, that's lymph congestion. So don't freak out. If you got swollen glands, lymph nodes in your groin, well, I got to tell you, because every time you have a swollen lymph node anywhere, it's because you have a physical block. If I had a swollen lymph node, can you bring me over the clapper, please? We should probably just leave the structure unit and the clapper here. Okay, so if I, go ahead. Okay, so if I had a swollen lymph node here, you can use your hand, but you might get tired out. I would be doing this, watch. Okay, now me when I clap, I go this hard. Now, clapping is the most amazing thing. Most people will turn a little bit purple or even black or green or brown, and that's because you have so much poison in you and you actually have tissue decomposition. Yeah, tissues are rotting. Okay, you should be able to clap your body anywhere and never bruise. Did you get that? I hope so. Well, to take it to the extreme, if there's a lot of people out there, they'll say, I woke up in the morning with a bruise, I didn't hit anything. Well, that's because you're rotten to the core. Whether you believe this or not, you're going to have a lymph problem only because you had a bowel problem. Did you hear me? You got a lymph problem mainly because of a bowel problem. And the other thing is that we want to make sure that we exercise. Now, the one good thing about living here in Mexico, in Ixtapa, Mexico, is because it's humid, because it's hot, you're going to find that people have hardly any lymph problems because the heat liquefies things, moves things along. I mean, when I moved down here, my skin got so much better. I actually feel so much better. I feel healthier. If you go back and look at my videos back in Kelowna, I was doing basically the same thing, but I don't look as healthy as I do down here, and that's for sure. But understand something, for the lymph system, you want to be on the perfect day diet. You want to make sure you're doing daily cleansing tea and black gold. And guess what? If you want to have the best lymph system, you've got to do the ultimate coffee enema. Oh, wait a minute here. What's that got to do with it? Well, guess what? It's all the domino effect of clogging up your lymph. Your lymph dumps into your large intestine. So what if your large intestine's backed up? Do you think your lymph's going to dump into your large intestine to get rid of all that waste? No. And guess what? When your bowel starts to back up, then guess what? Now your liver backs up, and now you can't purify your blood as good. So that means that your lymph system has to, and understand, what about when a woman says during her period that her breasts are tender and swollen? You can tell me it's hormones, but it's mainly a lymph congestion. How's that? Okay, when you have that puffy face and now you've lost your jaw, you've lost your cheekbones, you're just one big round ball, okay? What do you think that is? That's lymph congestion because you had to retain the water because you've been constipated. That doesn't mean you didn't go to the washroom. That means that the waste, okay, didn't all come out. You know, how many times did you sit on the toilet and you went, geez, it didn't feel like it came out. I can't be here all day. The reality is, okay, the majority of the population doesn't have good bowel movements, and I'm going to say something, and I'll probably get slammed. I mean, yesterday I was talking about this lady with fibroids, and then I said, well, if she does nothing else, she's going to have to get on black gold and daily cleansing tea, and then this guy types there, that's it. I'm out of here. As soon as you want to do a sales pitch, I'm out of here. This is the kind of stuff we put up with all the time. I mean, you know what? We're not supposed to talk about product. We're just supposed to talk about what? What are we supposed to do? We're not supposed to talk about strategies, guys? Seriously? I think everybody, you know what? The whole world's cracking up and going cuckoo. So understand, this brings me back to what I want to say. Mind your own business, love yourself, and don't care what people think about you. You know what? If you're coming from your heart, do not care what anybody thinks, because people aren't thinking. Okay, let's get back to the lymph congestion. And understand something. If you can't let go of things, then you are going to get constipated on a physical and emotional level, which will jam up your lymph system. You think I'm kidding? No. You go ahead and do all the cleanses you want, go to town, take all the products you want, but don't change your personality. You will not change your reality. You know what? This is why, you know what? Oh, I felt great when I was on the cleanse, right? And now, so why'd you quit? Well, I don't know. I just went back to the way I used to live, emotionally and physically. So guess what? Every 6 months, every 9 months, I feel like crap, so I got to go do it again. Why wouldn't you want to learn the perfect day on an emotional and physical level so you don't have to keep on doing these deep cleanses, so you don't have to becoming an emergency 911 and run to the hospital? We are so easily programmed. That's all I'm going to say. So lymph congestion, well, what do you think? You wouldn't have breast problems if you didn't have lymph problems. Okay? You wouldn't have lymph problems if you didn't have bowel problems. And you wouldn't have breast problems if you didn't have ovarian problems. And you wouldn't have ovarian problems if you weren't pooping in your pelvis. And I am just wanting someone, you know what, just give me a call, extension 5, we'll line it up. And then if somebody wants to challenge me, and we'll do a debate on a Zoom call, and we'll make a show out of it. The reality is this: you've got to show up for yourself on an emotional and physical level. You've got to get rid of the crap in your mind first and foremost, and then out of your cupboards, out of the fridge. You've got to make your home, okay, an unconditional love health zone where you don't bring in crappy foods that are toxic. You make everybody have to leave the house to go fill their face. That's what you got to do. Okay, where are we? Which one? I'm starting to get cataracts, and it's difficult to see. I missed what you recommended. Well, first of all, you need to purchase. You don't need to purchase if you want to purchase. Infinite iodine, because you can mix that. You can put that right from your eyedropper or the spray, and you can put that in your eyes. It will sting more, though, than the Nano Bright Eyes. Nano Bright Eyes is the only fulvic in the world you can put in your eyes, and we're the only ones that carry it. So you can put that in your eyes as often as you want. You can also put in your eyes Super Silver, and you can mix the Super Silver together with the Bright Eyes 50/50, put it in your eyes. And then you can also put the Infinite Iodine in your eyes, but you have to do that on its own. You can also get an eye cup and put a little bit of the Super Silver and Bright Eyes in, and then hold back, open up your eye, let it soak. It'll sting a little bit, close your eye, okay, and then open it again and see how long you can do the wash for, because you need to get into the back of the eye. Now understand something. You can believe it or not believe it, but cataracts are caused from an acidic body. And that is from an acidic diet. That's from an inflammatory diet. That's from Mr. or Mrs. Cheese, dairy, yogurt, flour products, sugar, ice cream, too much coffee, too much tea, too much alcohol, too much worry, too much stress about false evidence appearing real. I mean, you know, 99.9% of all the stress that you'll ever have isn't real. So just know that. Because we're reactive, because we don't know how to master our emotions, because we don't mind our own business, okay? So just know this: cataracts are mainly caused because, believe it or don't believe it, doesn't matter. When I was a kid, it was very rare for anybody with cataracts. Right now, 10,000 teenagers are being diagnosed with cataracts every day, teenagers. Okay, and it used to be an old person's disease. And the reality is, it's blue light poisoning from lights, your phone, computer, your laptop, your gaming station, whatever. It's all blue light. It's all an undermining of human beings. They didn't have to build all of these things with blue light, but that's 12 o'clock light. That's noon, 12 o'clock light. Okay, and you're only supposed to have that at noon. But if you have it all day, you actually burn your brain. It's actually because your eyes don't see. Your eyes just pick up frequency, okay, and light. And because it's too much blue light, it burns the brain, and the brain actually causes the cataracts to stop the blue light poisoning. And then if you have an inflammatory diet, acidic diet, then you are going to even make the cataracts faster because you're burning up, okay? All right, I don't know what else to say, but you need to take a look at Tesla glasses, because that's gonna, if you were to wear these all the time, your cataracts are not gonna get any worse, especially if you go on the perfect day diet, especially if you do the cleansing of your bowel and your liver, you drink structured water, you have a slight smile on your face, and you mind your own business. You think I'm kidding? Think about the people in your family that are so emotional, okay? That it's like walking on rice paper around them. How's their health? They're sick all the time. Let me tell you something. I am not hiring or working with anyone that hasn't got emotional stability. If they don't know how to look after themselves. And I will tell you, all my staff knows, you know, when you come here, I want you to fake that you're emotionally stable, okay? And then when you quit work, then you can go and fall apart in the car with your family when you go home. You think I'm kidding? My gosh. Okay, What do you think's coming here in September, October? If you're going to be watching the news, whether it's CNN or alternative, you'll be freaking out, okay? And guess what? With the shutdown, are you going to pivot, give it so you can live it, or are you going to freeze, okay? And fight, and freeze. Is that what you're going to do? You only have two choices to go. You're either going to connect to your breath and relax. So let me tell you something. You haven't seen anything when it comes to autoimmune diseases and cancer and heart disease and diabetes and cataracts. They're all going to blow through the roof. You know, within a year or 2 years from now, we will see a 2,000% increase in autoimmune diseases on this planet. Okay? And that's because you took it personal. All right. As you said does structured water work for high blood pressure? Well, Stan, high blood pressure is you dumping acidity into your blood. I hope you know that. And it's blocks. You can't, okay, high blood pressure. Does structured water for high blood pressure work? We are doing the coffee enema and C60 plus black gold and IGF. You're doing a great job, Stan. Let me tell you something. Stan, I want you to try this for 7 days. I want you to see if you can not get angry or depressed or run around with anxiety and get a headache or stressed out. Let's see if you can do it for 24 hours. Okay, so you need to really start monitoring yourself because high blood pressure is created by acidity, by dumping calcium into the bloodstream. When you get acidic, your pH will drop. And if it drops slightly, you get this, Stan, if it drops slightly, you go into a coma or you could even die. Do your homework. So the calcium has to be pulled in. Then you start making cholesterol because you start pulling calcium from the artery walls. That causes cracks. So your body first would prefer to goop up the cracks with candle wax called cholesterol. So that's what we call plaque, is cholesterol and calcium. Now, if calcium gets deposited, bone calcium gets deposited in the cracks of those arteries, it's like a coral. It can actually cut. It could cause a cut to happen in that crack in the artery, and then you get the bleeding, and it wants to do the blood clotting, and that's where you get the heart attack or you get the stroke. I bet you didn't know that. They don't tell you that, do they? Oh yeah, that is the main cause of heart attacks and strokes, is from the calcium that's building up on the walls that is actually bone calcium. And understand something, we need cholesterol, but we make too much of it because we're trying to actually, right, candle wax, scoop up the cracks, protect the inflamed artery wall. Okay, so what was this question? Yeah, structured water will totally help. Doing the ultimate coffee enema will help. But the reality is this: connect to your breath, my friend, and keep a slight smile on your face, but you're doing a good job. And understand this, if I had a water hose and I step on the water hose, the same amount of water has to flow, right, Stan? So where's the blocks? Well, the blocks are calcium blocks, cholesterol blocks. Another block could be, remember, you've got circulation through your whole body. What if you grow a fibroid? What if you have an adhesion that wraps itself around your large intestine? What if you start displacing calcium into, let's say, your knee or your hip, and you start growing scar tissue there? Is that a block? Absolutely. What if you start getting infection and then inflammation and then tons of mucus in your lungs? Does that create a block? Absolutely. So the more blocks a person has, the more chance you are to have high blood pressure because you're slowing down the flow, okay? So understand, any time that you have stiffness, any time that you have swelling, inflammation, or redness, we know we've got blocks, and that's why we want to get in wherever those blocks are and start clapping aggressively. And if you go light purple, purple, black, it doesn't matter, just go in and do it. You're not going to create blood clots, you're going to get rid of them. Okay, and the actual color that you see coming to the surface is the poison, the infection that is actually in the fluids and in the tissues that you're bringing to the surface, and that was the block. Okay. Which one? That one? I think her name is Dawn. It's spelled D-O-H-N-E. If it isn't, I apologize. As you said last week, how much black diamond crystals do you need daily? Do not need fulvic, black gold, and cleansing tea. Yeah, I would still do black gold and cleansing tea and then black diamond. You don't need liquid fulvic. You don't need liquid humic, okay, if you're doing that. Melissa, what eye drops do you recommend of your products to help repair eyes? So I need reading glasses. Well, you don't need reading glasses. You need to really get into the colon cleansing. You need to do the ultimate coffee enema. You need to understand something. Isn't it kind of funny? Around the age of 30, 40, we start to need reading glasses. Well, guess what? Welcome to your liver being gucked up. So we got to get the cork out. That would be cleanse out our colon, right? Get the cork out so we can start draining the waste. Then we should start to do the ultimate coffee enema so we can purify our liver. Okay, and then we should start drinking structured water. We should always be using Tesla glasses. And the other thing is, you know, it's always, did you ever notice that when you're really stressed out, you had a problem reading, right? You couldn't focus properly? Oh, because that's because you weren't focused on yourself, okay? Because when you're stressed out, you're distracted. Because the real deal is, if it was actually an emergency, you would be taking massive personal action. And when somebody made it up to distract you, then guess what? You can't take action because it's not real. Oh yeah, but what if? What if? You can what if yourself until you don't have any health left. Just so you know, I had prescription glasses, then I had reading glasses. I don't have any of that anymore. Can we move? Okay, Jane. People are nut jobs. Why should you work for free? It's crazy how people think. If you have something to help, I'm in. Oh my God, I just had cheese and had a pint of ice cream last night. I need to make changes. Jane, I don't even know how you're walking today. Just know this, that ice cream is one of the worst poisons you'll ever take in your body. Dairy is one of the leading causes of every autoimmune disease all the way to cancer. Okay, cheese, the only reason why people eat cheese is because the brain is addicted to it the same way it's addicted to cocaine. You don't have to believe me, but it's true. Cheese is one of the worst things. You feed that to your child, you're just going to end up killing your child. Let me tell you something. I wrote an article when I was 32, and they'll feel like they're dying. You didn't kill them, but they'll feel like they're dying. Where do you think all the cramps are coming from? The bad bowel movements. I mean, seriously. And when a child has a fever, all you got to do is a gentle warm water enema with some tummy love in the warm water enema, and the fever will be down in 10 minutes. So where was I? I was going to say something. Yeah, so when I was 32 years old, I wrote an article called Scary Dairy, and the Canadian Dairy Board tried to sue me for $250,000. They never got a nickel out of me. The reality is this stuff is crap, okay? And the reality is this: why are we doing this? I mean, when you're weaned from your mother's breast, why are you still looking for a breast? What's wrong with us? We're the only species in the world, okay, that eat when we're not hungry, okay? Eat when we're not hungry. We're the only species in the world that breastfeed after we should have stopped. And understand something: 7 to 10 days after you breastfeed, stop breastfeeding, you're not making enzymes to break milk down anymore. So you can get away with almond milk, coconut milk, but watch out for the almond milk. Most of it's poisonous, okay, just so you know. Go with the coconut milk. That's the one I would go with. Coconut cream, I'd go with that. If I was going to use cream, we do in our, we have what we call bulletproof coffee in our jungle juice bar. Michelle, I didn't believe chemtrails are a conspiracy. I don't believe chemtrails are a conspiracy theory. Planes didn't cross each other to land. I'm not really sure, Michelle, what you just said. But the reality is chemtrails are not conspiracy, but whatever. All you got to do, why don't you go move to Kelowna, British Columbia, where it starts out really beautiful, blue skies, and then by noon or 1 o'clock, all you see is this gray cloudiness that's not clouds. There's no clouds. It's just this one blanket. So that's fine. I really don't care what people believe anymore. I don't care if people believe in me. I don't care if people don't believe in themselves. I don't care what people believe, because guess what? I have never seen so many people losing their stuff. We have never had so many people yelling at us on our phones, complaining so much. So it's only going to get more intensified. So what are people going to turn into? Oh no, there's no conspiracies. Okay, whatever. So I don't really, it doesn't matter anymore. We cannot care what people think. What we need to care about is how much we want to love, honor, and respect ourselves so that we can teach our children to do the same thing. Like, seriously, people. Okay, any others?
No.
That's it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I'll be back here on Wednesday for the 6-day advanced water fasting celebration, right? But that's Wednesday, July the 13th, 12 p.m. Central Time, okay? Let's go through a few things, can we? I'm just gonna, oh yeah, here we go. 15% off our Thunder Shrooms. Understand, these are the most powerful mushrooms in the world, and it's not me saying it. We've got enough research to prove it, for building the immune system, okay, and to keeping the immune system strong. We've got 2 of them. Can you wait till I... So we have Vital Life, which you can do daily, and then we have Critical Care, and it's exactly what I just said. So, you know, we've had patients, clients, do 24 of these a day because they needed critical care. And I can tell you that the results were astonishing, but I'm not going to talk about them because the more it seems like we talk about how the body is such a miracle, the more people kind of bash us. So just know this, if you're interested, these are expensive though, okay? Because they are the most powerful healing mushrooms in the world for the immune system. And I'm telling you they are. Okay, go do your homework, go watch the show, go do your research, and I think you'll come up with the same conclusion. Next. These are the useful tips, everybody. You can go to docofdetoxlibrary.com and understand that that's all free. It's free, okay? And it's the biggest self-love, self-care library in the world. And then also, please check out Fasting with Calcium Ions. If you ever think you're going to fast, you'll see how they help. Everybody should be going in. These are the things that everybody should start with. How to become #1 at the Art of Number 2 Masterclass. It's in the library. It's free. Challenge me. Go in and challenge me that I'm wrong about this stuff. Then go in and read, go in and watch. Can we go back, please? I'll let you know when I want to change. Emotional Chemistry of Cancer, Disease, and Healing. Okay, that is the biggest study that was ever done on why cancer happens in the human body. Cancer is an emotional issue. And understand, if it comes back, that's because you reactivated the cancer with a thought, with a belief system. And that is the truth. If you want the truth and nothing but the truth, but most people can't swallow the truth today. Okay, and then the next one, click on Masterclass and go to A to Z Wellness Masterclass and use the code WolfNonSurgical, okay? Watch that 2.5-hour video and you're gonna find out what's really going on out there. And then go check out all the different body parts on how we work with people and how you can reverse everything that you created in an unconscious state. And people are unconscious, trust me. They have not been taught how to love, honor, and respect themselves and be in the present moment. And it's not your fault. So I'm not downing anyone, okay? I'm not downing anyone at all. But if you're not willing to do massive personal action for yourself and be your own protector, respecter, then what's going to happen here? So just type in, can I see it please? So just type in Wolf Non-Surgical and you'll get this. It's almost $1,000 masterclass for free. And if your emotions mean anything and you'd like to master them, then please go to Braveheart Emotional Intelligence Freedom Masterclass and type in Braveheart free. There's 33 acts in there. And if you go through that 3 times and you listen and you answer the questions in both of these masterclasses, then see how in the present moment you are and see how now you'll either decide to take action or there's no need. And remember what I said, it doesn't matter if you are physically sick. If you've got sick beliefs, you're on your way there, okay? So just know that your beliefs make and shape you. Do we have questions over here?
Yep.
If you use conventional grown almonds to make milk, is that poison too? Conventional grown, yes. Okay. I just found you today. What about eggs? Well, first of all, it's what you do with the eggs. Okay, I'll get into the egg thing. Okay, so here it is. First of all, yesterday I went out for breakfast, and I have breakfast like once every 3 months because I'm not a breakfast guy. But I just had like steel cut oatmeal and some berries, and there was some coconut flakes in it. We went to Cala del Mar to go swimming, and I had that. So I was tired, so I wasn't going to do eggs. And the reality is, it's not about the eggs. Okay, so if you scramble eggs, they can digest them pretty good. You can fry the eggs, and you can digest them pretty good, but it depends on what you fried them in. But here's the problem. If you eat hard-boiled eggs, there's a key there. Hard-boiled, hard to digest. So unless you're going to eat a hard-boiled egg and you're going to chew it until it's liquid, understand you're going to have cramps and it's going to putrefy in you. It really is. Next thing is, if you eat eggs and then you eat it with bacon, you should never eat 2 proteins at once. So a lot of people will eat it with bacon or sausage. And then you should never eat eggs with starch. You should never do a protein and starch together. That's a really bad combo. So if you actually did eggs, toast, and sausage, it might taste really good. You're definitely going to feel full. But I guarantee that if you don't have indigestion or heartburn, you are going to be bloated, and if you don't have those 2 things, your poo is going to stink, okay? And you're going to have cramps later that day, okay? Now, for me, I will do organic free-range eggs, and I will do about 1 egg, and I'll do it in a blender drink, and I might do that 2 or 3 times a week, but usually I just do a blender drink with coconut milk and berries and sprouted protein. Okay, that's what I usually do. All right, so, and understand, you may not know this, but when you do a cooked egg, you're going to get about 17% in the way of protein into amino acids into your cells. Whereas if you do raw organic egg, if you're doing it for health reasons, you're going to absorb about 70-some%. So you see the difference? So now if I did it, cooked it, if I don't have great digestion, if I didn't chew it well, if I missed food combined it, if I ate it and I was tired, then all of this would be against me. And so your absorption is going to be around 15 to 17%. So there you go. That's the story on eggs, right? Jane, I have loss of sensation in my leg because I was ignorant and let the quack do brain surgery. Then the tumor came back and I let the quacks do radiation. I hike into the woods 2 miles a day and work hard to keep my muscles and my balance. My balance is horrible. I believe that if I could get to Ixtapa, your coaches could help me. Well, first of all, Jane, did you get a consultation from us? And you may not believe this, Jane, but the reality is if you've got problem with your leg, it's probably in your hip. It may not be from your brain. It may be adding to it. And you're not good with your... You know, Jane, I'll tell you what, here. Do I have a phone here? I would like one of them. Jane, why don't you call me at 855-900-4544, extension 5 right now. And we're going to go grab a phone. And then why don't me and you talk right now? I'd like to know how much you weigh, how old you are, what else is going on. And I think we could help you out right now because... yeah, because I'd like to help you if I could. And the reality is you may not need to come here. The reality is that maybe some of the things that you're doing won't cost any money. The reality is that, you know, why don't you start doing belly button therapy? Why don't you start doing clapping, Jane? If I had a brain tumor, I would definitely be clapping my chest, my neck, my face, and my head. And I'd be doing that for an hour, and I'd do it every day. And then you're going to go, oh my God, I don't want to clap my head. I had a brain tumor. No, You want to get the circulation going. You want to stimulate the neurons, the synapses. You want to stimulate your nervous system. You know, Jane, they teach us to fear everything, to leave it alone and let them look after it. How's that working out? How's that working out, Jane? Okay, so my phone is turned on, Jane. If you want to call me, you can. Okay? All right? Give me 1 second here. I just want to make sure they're all turned on. Okay, so if you decide you want to call me, Jane, go right ahead. But Jane, I have loss of sensation in my leg. I'm going to tell you something right now. I guarantee you that if we worked on your leg and we were to do the SI joint in your lower back and then work around your hip and into your groin, we get the sensation back. Okay? So, you know what? When we lack information, then we are so programmed to believe that we cannot take action or get things back. I don't believe that. Look, you know what? We've only begun to start to heal ourselves. Let's take this world back, okay? And let's take our lives back. But you have to start with your own life first. You know, if you can't get your own life back, if you can't get your own health back, then that's where we start. We've got to start with you. You got to be selfish enough to heal yourself, to let other people know that it's absolutely possible. Okay, what's the next one? Okay, today and every day. Whoa. Okay, what is that? Okay, that's the Braveheart quote. Thank you, Galen. Clary, organic pasture-raised eggs is the way to go, absolutely. As far as ice cream, one can make ice cream out of fruits, out of bananas, or you can make coconut ice cream. That's another way. But even if you do too much of that, it's hard on your blood sugar. So watch out. Watch out. It's the concentration. Okay, are eating fruits bad for anything? No, they're not bad for adult onset diabetes. They're not bad for diabetics. They're not bad for cancer. It's when we have a concentrated sugar or too much honey coming in, right, just eating it. You know, it messes up our blood sugar. But actual nature's sugars don't actually make cancer worse or feed cancer, because it's the man-made sugars that have the right spin to them that actually will go to a cancer cell. Nature's sugars don't go to cancer cells. They have a left spin. That's all. Good. Next. Lentils are the highest in amino acids. Yeah, they are. But I like black bean soup better, the taste, and also black beans. Beans actually help your bacteria come back. The fiber in beans better than fruits and veggies, and that's why I'm really big with the lentils. I'm big with the bean soup, but it's got to taste good. And you buy lentil soup, it's bean soup, but our bean soup here, there's nothing like it. Anybody who eats our bean soup or our lentil soup or even does our coffee isn't going to feel wanged out. We have bulletproof coffee that has black diamond in it, C60, and also you can get honey with CBD in it. So that's what you call bulletproof coffee, everyone. And then we use coconut cream, and we use an organic coffee that tastes so good. Okay, Felicia, what do you use for sprouted protein? I use, well, what kind do I use? Oh, I don't have the name. We did the research. We buy it in bulk, and then we order it in. I don't have the name right now, love. I don't. But look for an organic sprouted protein. Look at the company. Do a little research on them and find out what they really do, okay, and how they really do it, okay? Eva, according to my doctor, I have osteoarthritis. Osteoarthritis just means inflammation in the joint. Long enough and strong enough, you've been pulling the bone calcium out of the bones and into the joint itself. That's all. So let's just call it what it is. In my left knee, I can't run anymore. Okay, I can't walk. Wherever you live, Eva, if you live somewhere where I'm going to go do a, we're going to be in Barrie, Ontario. We'll be in Texas. But if I could work on your knee, I mean it. If I could work on your knee, no matter how bad you think it is, if I could work on your knee for 20 minutes, you'd go, oh my God, Dr. Wolf, that's a miracle. Seriously? Let me tell you something. Natural health practitioners and medical doctors do not understand joint therapy at all. It's displaced calcium and scar tissue. We'd go in and we'd do Wolf non-surgical, and we'd lovingly pull the scar tissue apart. So that brings the blood flow, the lymph flow, the energy back in, and now you've got the elasticity and the strength and the flexibility. And then you can get the displaced calcium back into the bones. Let me tell you, I just need 20 minutes and I'll prove to you that you can run again. But understand something, I don't want you running. I hope you know that runners, they live shorter lives and they cause more damage than anything else. The human body was not meant to run. It was meant to exercise, and understand that, okay? So running is not healthy. And if you join a running club, I can guarantee you, you've got runner's heart, lots of scar tissue in your heart, especially if you go for long runs. And did you ever look at runners? I mean, gosh, come on. The guy's got a knee brace on, or he's got 2 knee braces, and he's limping, and then he gets running. Oh, I can do this. I mean, this is called self-abuse, okay? Runners are not athletes, okay? And runners, oh, I don't want to get into it. Everybody's going to think I'm beating people up. But why don't you go and do some research on runners, okay? Runners create a lot of scar tissue in their heart and in their joints and displace calcium. They are very low in trace minerals because of the acidity they create when they push too hard, push too long. Okay, all right. Can you help me with that? Well, I'll tell you what, Eva, if you want, you come here and the first treatment's on me. We'll put a table right here, won't we?
Yeah, why not?
And I'll do the first treatment. I will do it, and we'll do it live, and then you can tell people what you think. How's that?
Great idea.
You know what? The one thing is for people to just shoot their mouth off. I put my money where my mouth is all the time. Yeah. Okay? One sec. Hi, can I help you? This is Dr. Wolf.
Your call may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance purposes.
Hi, this is Dr. Wolf.
Dr. Wolf, this is Jane Cochran. You said to call you.
Hi, Jane.
It took me a while to find your number. I needed a magnifying glass. I'm the one who has the loss of sensation in my leg and stuff, and I'm
Okay,
on
Jane?
a poor diet, I think.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
are, Jane, you are on a poor diet, love. Everybody's on a poor diet, and they think they're on a good diet if they just make a couple of changes because everybody in your family's on a poor diet. The whole world's on a poor diet.
Well, I know that.
I mean, 92%
Yeah.
of the population has an autoimmune disease. And guess what? Did you know that just last month and I am not running anybody down. Please, everybody, don't throw tomatoes at me. The obese are now the biggest part of the population in North America now.
I know. It's incredible. It's horrible.
Well, it's not horrible. It's an is. And we can't talk about horrible because when you say horrible, that is a frequency and you make yourself feel that way. How old are you, love?
Oh, I'm 66.
Okay, so you're a year older than me. Okay, so now, how much do you weigh?
Last count, I weighed 103.
And how tall
And
are
I'm
you?
5 feet tall.
You're 5 feet
5
tall.
feet.
Okay, so, and so where's the pain?
It's in my left leg. Since they did the surgery on my brain, I've lost sensation in my left leg, and it keeps getting worse.
I want you to answer this question as totally truthful as possible, not that you would ever lie, I know that. Did you have a bowel movement this morning?
I did.
What did it look like?
It was a little soft, and it wasn't, it was not what a bowel movement should look like. I mean,
When's
it was
when's
a
the
little
last time?
soft.
1 second, and I need you to be really honest. Nobody even knows you. When was the last time you had a good bowel movement? You can't remember.
Oh
right?
gosh, I bet it was probably 2 or 3 months ago at the very least, if not more.
Okay, so do you know that the last part of your bowel, it goes down your left side and it's just above your hip?
Really?
Oh.
And I have a lot of problems with my hip. Oh my goodness.
No, sweet. Where do you live?
I live in New Hampshire, New England, up above Connecticut and across from Maine.
Okay. All right. All I'll tell you is this, you know what? I wish I could zap people here because if I could work on your hip, I could prove it to you it's not your brain. And did you notice how
I know you could. I
know,
really
but
do.
did you notice how I told you it wasn't your brain and you were blaming your brain? See, here's the deal. Do you know what happens when you've been lied to? You will actually blame it on someone or something because you haven't got the information to take life into your own hands, right? So just
Right.
know this, that you have a flip sigmoid and it's putting pressure on the sciatic nerve and on the other major nerves and arteries that are feeding your leg. So the reality
believe it.
did you go to the bowel, did you have a bowel movement yesterday?
Yes, I have a bowel movement every day, sometimes a couple, but they're not good ones as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, so yeah, you have a flip sigmoid. So it's called the descending colon, it comes down the left side, and then it makes kind of
Yep.
a dog leg turn to the right. That's flipped on itself. Okay, so
Oh, I
now what
believe it.
you've got that pressure in there. And understand something. Nobody gets this. Nobody gets this. But you got to understand that, you know, the Royal Society of Medicine, which is the medical system of Great Britain, did the longest study on the bowel, and they said 85%, which I think they're way low, but they said 85% of all problems in the human body are related to a dysfunctional large intestine. So the reality is, okay, let me just say this. Have you gotten a perfect day consult from us yet?
I haven't, no.
Well, just know this, that if you do, it's $150. It's lifetime support. I would tell you to go with Lorraine. Now, you don't have to do this. Don't do anything. You know what? I am almost
Wait,
scared. I'm almost scared.
Did you say Lorraine?
Yeah, I did, sweetie.
Okay, and $150 is all it is.
That's an hour consult. And if you can't
Yep.
tape it, Lorraine will tape it. You'll also get my Perfect Day Manual, which is 360 pages. I want you to go through that. And you'll be able to buy
Yeah, I'd love
you'll be
to.
able to buy a hard copy at cost in about 3 weeks. We just redid the whole thing, but you can see it. You'll get it in a PDF to your email, so you'll be able to do that. But we're going to sell them at cost. As soon as we get them, they'll be going to our 3 fulfillments in the United States and our 1 in Canada. And we'll be shipping all over the world this book. But what'll happen if you do it with Lorraine, okay, I will see the history. But here's the deal, love. I need you to get the bowel back in order, and we need you to do what's called the ultimate coffee enema. And if you could embrace that once to twice a day for about 10 to 20 days, and we could get your bowel working better, and Lorraine will guide you. And she works full time, and you can call us as often as you want. You just called me, so if you don't get Lorraine, you call me. You know what? And the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You know, you just keep calling.
Right.
If you can't get through, you'll get through to Lorraine. She'll give you her number. But if ever you want to talk to me, you can talk to me. But understand something. You need to start drinking lots of structured hot water, warm to hot water.
Hot water?
Yes, love.
Oh, okay, because, yeah, I drink.
And you need to do 90 ounces a day. Are you with me?
I'm with you.
Okay, 90 ounces a day. Okay, and what do you do for exercise?
Well, I do a little bit of weight training for my arms, and I hike a couple of miles a day out in the woods with my dog.
Well, both of those things aren't great. Okay, so I mean, it's nice to have some tone in your arms, but if you had tone in your belly, right? You know that it's called your core. If you tone up, if you had like a really toned abdomen, you'll keep the tone in your arms and your legs. Did you know that? So I'm not telling you.
Okay.
And the other thing
didn't
is
know that.
hiking up and down is not good. It's not good. You want to go on a flat surface.
Really?
Well, if you hike up and down, do you ever notice how your hip really bothers you every time you go up and down?
Yeah, I do get sore.
Well, I just told you it's not good. You need to get rid of the scar tissue. I'm going to tell you, you need Wolf Non-Surgical, and I'll tell you, if I were to be able to do one treatment on you, I'll be in Texas, McKinney, Texas, teaching a course there August the 25th. If you were able to get there, I would do you for free, and we would do it live, and I would prove to people that it's not a brain issue, that you actually have scar tissue wrapped around your hip due to the stagnation of waste from your large intestine putrefying that hip.
I don't doubt it.
Well, I'll put money on it.
And-
I'll give you a free treatment. So, you know, the
Yeah,
reality.
where in Texas is?
McKinney, Texas.
Where in
It's-
Texas?
It's just outside of Dallas.
McKinney?
Yeah, it's just outside of
Oh, okay.
Dallas. I'll also be in Toronto. Well, actually, just outside of Toronto, Barrie, and I'll be there in about 3 weeks. I'm doing a lecture, and then I'll be back there for 4 weeks because I'm teaching 2 New World Practitioner courses in Barrie, Ontario, and that's September something. September, when is that? September 24th, right? And I'm doing a back-to-back. The September course is all booked up, but if you came there, I would work on you. Yeah, yeah.
So would it be better for me to walk on a, well, they have a rubberized track downtown. Would that be better? It's all flat.
Yeah, that would be better. See, the thing is that
It would.
here's the deal. If you didn't have the scar tissue in your hip, but every time, what happens is when you have to go up too steep or down too steep, your hip kills you after because you're trying to, you don't have the energy in there because of the physical block of the calcification and the scar tissue formation. I'm going to tell you something, sweetie. If I could be there right now, if I could transport myself and I could work on you for half an hour on your hip, you could go for a walk and come back without pain. So understand, if I tie a rope, if I tie a knot in a rope, is it longer or shorter?
It's shorter.
And didn't you notice that on your left hip, that your leg does not extend like your right one?
Yes, I have noticed
Well,
that.
this isn't rocket science, sweetie. This is where everybody's
I
been
know.
programmed to believe that you have to be, you know, a doctor to actually heal yourself, which is the most ridiculous thing. Think about this. We have been given bodies, okay, because we are spirit beings having a physical journey, and we've been given these bodies, and then as soon as we get here, we get programmed to destroy them.
Oh, exactly. I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I just tell it like it is, and I don't know how much longer
sure
I
do.
will live, whether I live another 40 years or whatever the case may be, but I'm done now. I tell it like it is. I'm not going to beat around the bush. And
No, you shouldn't. I love the way that you're just straightforward. And you know, there was one time that I'd been having problems with my shoulder. They called it frozen shoulder. And I went to doctors and did everything they told me. And then when I started listening to you, you said you got issues in your tissues. And I started digging in there and digging at those knots. And now I don't have problems with my shoulder anymore. So I know for a fact that you're right. And I know that you're
do you have a
not.
clapper?
I don't, but I want to get one.
Well, sweetie, get a clapper,
I do.
and then I want you to clap. I want you to get in there, and I want you to clap your hip and clap your shoulders, clap wherever you feel blockage. And the other thing is can you get yourself a tennis ball? You can start with that,
Yes.
and get a tennis
Yeah, okay.
tennis ball. Put it on the floor. Okay, so on the rug or something, or even on the wood floor, and then I want you to go. And I want you to when your hip where it bothers you,
Yep.
I want you to sit on that ball, and I want you to kind of just use your arms to kind of keep the pressure off, so you only have a certain amount of pressure, so you're not bringing tears to your eyes. But I want you to start with the tennis ball or a rubber ball, or just go get a rubber ball. You know, just a regular size rubber ball, the size of an orange. And I want you to roll. I want you to just do I want you to roll on it, but just a small roll. And you know where the knot is, and you know where the pain is. So I want you to put. I want you to put your weight on there, and I want you to roll on there, and I want you to roll there. Just take a break when you need it, but roll for 20 minutes. The next day, it's going to feel bruised.
Okay.
If you don't bruise it a little bit, okay, then you're not unleashing the scar tissue. So I want you to do that, and I want you to do it a few times just with the rubber ball. And then guess what I want you to get? Do you know what an Indian rubber ball is? Lacrosse ball. It's only $8. Go to the sports
Oh, a
shop
lacrosse ball.
and go get a lacrosse ball. It's as hard as all get out. But first start with the just the rubber ball, and then guess what? Then I want you to start using the lacrosse ball and go in there and grind that scar tissue and that calcification up against the bone in there in the hip, and then you're going to call me and go, oh my God. And I want you to do that before you go for your walk. I want you to roll, and then after your walk, I want you to just lightly roll, and you're going to say, oh my God, I feel so much better, thank you.
Wow.
Now,
I don't doubt that
Jane,
at all.
are you doing the pelvic squats yet?
No.
Well,
Is
Jane,
that for the core?
no, Jane, if you go do the pelvic squats, it's going to open up your hip. So go to the do-it-yourself guide in my library. So go to docofdetox.com, click on library, go in the library, and then click on the do-it-yourself guide, DIY guide, and then go, there's 3 of them. Start practicing the pelvic squats. Don't push yourself, but just do them. And then you'll see, but listen, just go do them twice a day. Only push as far as you need to. Don't push yourself further, okay? Just go to like tough love. Just tough love, all right? Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Do you think that could be what's causing the numbness in the saddle area too?
What do you think, love?
I think so. I think so.
Get the consultation, and then you can come back on the next time I do a Q&A, and you can tell people that, that we actually follow
I
through.
will,
Would you?
definitely.
Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you
sweetheart.
so much. I appreciate you. I'm just so glad that I found you, because what a difference it makes having somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Well,
Thank you so much.
I know a little bit, okay? The more that I've been in business, the more I know I don't know, sweetie, okay? But I'm going to share what I think I do know.
Yeah, but that's the best part of you. That's the best part of you. You're not arrogant, and you don't think you're a know-it-all. You know that you're always learning. You know that. That's what's important, too. So, well, I appreciate it. I'm going to do everything. I'm going to work on my diet, and I know I got to start using less sugar, too, because when I drink black coffee in the morning, and I put too much sugar in it, so I'm going to
First of
start
all, can I say
eliminating that.
something? You can't drink black coffee. Whoever told you that was wrong. Okay, you need
Really?
No. Get yourself C60, put a teaspoon of C60 in. That'll help to heal you. But go use coconut cream or organic coconut cream. Listen to me. Black coffee will eat away your stomach. And when you put black coffee in, it causes hydrochloric acid to dump in the stomach. Black coffee triggers the hydrochloric acid, and that eats away your stomach. Do you understand? So when you
don't drink black coffee. But
No.
I can put.
organic coconut cream, please. If you do it, you're gonna go, oh my God, I feel better. I don't have the jitters. It doesn't feel so. I mean, that's hardcore. That's like somebody saying,
So you put that organic coconut cream in the coffee,
Yes, love.
but you can still drink coffee?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
I'll try that.
All right,
I
sweetie.
appreciate your help so much. Thank you so much. You
All right,
take
love.
care of yourself, and bye-bye.
You too. Bye, love. What else? Can we have your recipe of your black bean soup? Okay, you sure can. I don't know it all. I mean, the recipe actually came from 2 people. It came from Rami, a really good friend of mine, beautiful lady. It was her mother's recipe. Her mother lives in Mexico City. Rami lives in Texas. That came here. Then Leo took the recipe, and then he's added and played with the recipe. And so we'll get the recipe, won't we? We'll put it on, how about Wednesday in the slideshow?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Okay, why not?
Celebration.
Celebration. But, yeah, but you can't have bean soup on the celebration day.
Yeah.
But,
So this is the reason why we put it.
okay, all right.
They need time to cook it.
That's it. Okay, Annette, question about the tea. I add berries to the tea and whip it in the morning. Is it better to just drink the tea by itself? No, you can't hurt the tea. Do whatever you want with the daily cleansing tea. Just make sure you take it twice a day, and I'm telling you, you're gonna feel a total difference in your life. Felicia, I find most sprouted proteins have 2 or 3 different proteins. Is that still okay? Well, no. If they have 2 or 3 different sprouts in the sprouted protein, that's fine. But sprouted protein is sprouted protein. There shouldn't be like, I'm not talking about protein like, let me think here. Nut protein, or I'm not talking about tofu, I'm talking about sprouted. As long as it's sprouts, different sprouts, it's fine. As long as it's sprouted protein, it doesn't matter if there's 3 of them. Inger, what can help inside the lower lip is a blue ball. Dentist says operate, but it may return using the clapper essential oils. Thank you. I would do C60 underneath. And, but what I would do is, you ready for this? I would take immunity essential oil and with a little bit of silver bullet gel, and I'd put it under my tongue and just let it sit there, because the immunity essential oil and the silver bullet will help, and it will penetrate. So the problem is there's some type of congestion in there. So I would get the clapper, and I definitely clap, whoops, 1 second. I would get the clapper and I definitely clap right here, okay? So what you're doing is I know you don't believe me, but it's gonna help. Just clap this area, and when you get really good at it, look. What do you think? Are you serious? If you clap this area, it's going to help like crazy. And then I would do the internal work as well, okay? Audrey, what is the first step for me to take? I have brain damage and neck trauma. Well, first of all, Audrey, where do you live? You're allowed to call me, but you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I could prove to you that if you've got neck trauma, that in one treatment, if I could get my elbow and do the Wolf non-surgical in your neck, I could get the trauma out at least 80 to 90%. First treatment. Okay, so I'm talking 20 minutes, you're gonna be going, oh my God, I can't, this is a miracle, because guess what? Go get a chiropractor, dude. He's gonna try to go, okay? And then go get a massage therapist. They're gonna try to knead it. Good luck. You know what we do is we use non-surgical. It's called Wolf non-surgical. And we go in and we go first working downwards to bring the fibers apart like this. Then we go in between each vertebrae and we clean the calcium and the scar tissue out. And we do it just like specific surgery with just our elbow, and we can feel everything, every crystal, every little displaced calcium. We know exactly what we're feeling and we know how to work it. Okay, I've been doing this for 40 years. My first non-surgical course I gave was when I was 27 years old. And you know what? What is the date? I don't even know what the date is. July 8th, 9th, 10th, something like that. Whatever. Anyways, guess what? Before November, we have 5 New World Practitioner courses that we're doing, in Barrie, Ontario, and Texas. And then Sage is traveling for 2 months to different clinics and people's homes, teaching them. He takes off in 10 days. So we've got a lot going on, and understand we are teaching, since we've been here at Ixtapa World Healing and Training, we've taught 190 people, okay, how to become whole life coaches and Wolf non-surgical therapists, all right? Chris, after 30 hours doing advanced water fast, I get weak, lightheaded. Well, what you should have done is every couple hours, just close your eyes, connect to your breath, do the belly button therapy, and just calm your body and realign yourself. And understand something, Chris, depending on the beliefs you have and the issues in your tissues will decide on how well you do with this, okay? Did you ever notice something? It's how you process things. It's how you look at things. You know what? We're all living on the same planet, but we're definitely processing the way we live here differently, right? Okay, I get weak and lightheaded. Well, the reality is, I guarantee you weren't doing the IGF-1. You weren't doing the Black Diamond. Did you do the hot water and the teaspoon of salt first thing in the morning? Okay, Are you drinking enough water throughout the day? And are you stressing yourself out? Are you on making phone calls to people you don't need to talk to, saying yes to people about things you don't need to do? I mean, you got to honor and respect yourself, because the reality is most of your energy is going inward to get rid of those things that are going to put you in a nursing home or the hospital, so respect it. I get weak and lightheaded and have no idea how to overcome this, so I'm able to complete 6 days or more. You will. Just know this, you did well, my friend. Okay, if you only went 30 hours, don't worry about it. We're doing another one. We've got the date, don't we? On the next one? When's the next advanced water fasting?
Yeah.
Can you look it up?
Yeah, I will
Okay.
show you.
Doc, I was responding to the person prior to my comments stating chemtrails aren't real. I believe they are real. Well, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. This is why sometimes it's better just to keep your mouth shut and mind your own business and allow people to believe whatever they need to believe in. Okay, all right, okay. You know, it's like this. I get it. People don't want to believe that there's people out there undermining your whole health. Seriously? But it's okay. Whatever they need to believe, they'll believe it. Michelle. Okay, thank you. Michelle says you can do a coffee enema. It's great. Dr. Wolf, I am also obese. This is Eva. She's 240 pounds with several other issues. Okay, I'll tell you something. People don't like this, but people that are overweight are emotional eaters, and that's because they've been emotionally and physically abused when they were younger in most cases, and they can't recall it. Maybe they can, and even sexual abuse. I've been struggling with this for years. I can't deal with it anymore. I have tried everything to lose weight. No, you haven't. You've never had a perfect day consult and then had somebody say that you can call us as often as you want and we're going to be your guide, your coach. But it just got worse on the long run. I need help to get out of this misery. I have already had a consultation, but I could not change anything in my life regarding to my health. I have almost given what? Can you scroll up, please? I've almost given up already. What else can I do? Well, for one thing, Eva, give me a call when I'm done the show. But why are you giving up? And why didn't you did the perfect day consult, but why couldn't you change anything? Is it because your husband doesn't want to eat right? Your kids don't want to eat right? Yeah. You know what? People will say, I can't afford it. Did you know that the perfect day diet is cheaper than any processed food diet? And that's what people live off of, processed food. Audrey, when are you coming to the Netherlands, or when does Sage? Well, we will go anywhere, but we need to know that we have a place, and it needs to be usually at least 20 by 30 or 25 by 25 or 25 by 30 space. Then we can actually do our lectures and we can actually do our trainings, okay? So we can't do this stuff unless we have a place. The biggest problem we have is to be able to give our courses. You know, we're not going to do it in hotels. I will not do it in hotels. That's it. I'm done. Okay, I will not be ruled by any government agency that can rule a hotel and cancel. We had lost so much money in canceling courses continually. So now I'd rather be in someone's home with a big open space, or a church, or a yoga studio, or, you know, just somewhere where I can't be regulated, okay? Ellie, can children age 11 take your detox tea and C60? Absolutely. Let me tell you something. Newborns could take our tea, but if the newborn was only 10 pounds, then that would only be 1/15 of what they'd usually take. Because understand, newborns are born constipated because their mothers are constipated almost all the way through pregnancy. And that's why they usually have the rashes. That's why they have the colic. That's why they have the breathing disorders. I could keep going on forever. Annette, nice about the ball. I bought 2 hemp rope balls for my dogs and kept them for myself. I have been using them to rock and roll my spine and hips in the morning. I am ecstatic. I decided to do this when I watched the videos and wanted to get in there and work out some pain. Go in there, work it out. And you know what? go in there to the point that you work it long enough and strong enough, it feels bruised the next day if you touch it. Then you know you've done the job. Oh my God, bruising doesn't cause cancer. It doesn't cause arthritis, it doesn't cause disease. Okay, the reason why you're in pain is because you got a block of calcium scar tissue. So let's move it. Let's move it out. Let's take massive personal action. Any views on dental implants? Well, if you need one, you need one. Just don't get root canals. Okay, all right. Tina, hi doc. Hey, are we supposed to just make the pot of tea and refrigerate? You let it sit out for 8 to 10 hours and then you refrigerate it and you allow the tea bags to sit there. Can we heat up each time we drink a cup of tea? Yes, but don't boil it. I thought I read somewhere only boil once. Well, you don't need to boil it, just warm it up, love. Nobody wants to drink anything that's boiled. Just warm it up a little bit and you're off to the races. Thank you for caring about people. Julie, when is the next class in Ixtapa? September the 10th, right here. September the 10th to October the 2nd is the next class. Okay? And let me see. Mary, can I clap around my eye that bleeds with my blood pressure is high? Yes. If you clap around your eye, start gentle. Start gentle. Go under, go beside, go above. Okay? And also, clap the back of your head. Believe it or not, that makes a difference on your eyes. Clap the back of your head and occiput area. Okay? I did get in an accident 32 years ago and had concussion. Look at that. See what I just say? Mm-hmm. What I just say? Yep. Concussion. And I just told you to do the back of your head. Get in there and really work that. Look at, I do my head every second night. Watch this. That's how hard I go. And understand something. I don't know what I would do. I just get rid of all that stress, right? All that stress. Listen to me. The more I speak up for the people, the more trouble I get into. And, you know, at the end of the day, I can say it never bothers me, but I got to make sure it doesn't, and it doesn't build up in my neck and my face and my head. That's where headaches come from. That's where neck problems come from. That's where it feels like your face is going to fall off, right? We have to get rid of the stress, guys, that, you know, it's called distraction. You know, you're the attraction. So take massive personal action and love yourself well. Mary, and now I have a hard lump on my forehead near the temple on same side as eye bleeds. Well, your eye bleeds because you've got a physical block. And the hard lump is, it's just showing itself. So get in there and start lightly clapping it. If it's on the side of your head, then you could be using a little bit of DMSO cream. Don't get it in your eyes, please. DMSO cream with Pain Away essential oil. You could put the DMSO cream on by itself and then put a Pain Away essential oil on every hour, just a few drops. Don't get it in your eyes. And then clap that lump for at least 10 minutes to 20 minutes. You can start off easy. Look, like this. I'm worried if I clap it. Okay, well, clap it for a while and then you won't be, I'm not so worried. Okay, I'll go a little harder. I don't want to go any harder because I'm worried if I clap it. Okay, go a little harder. Oh, it's good now. I'm okay, but I don't want to go any harder. Oh, I'm feeling better. Okay, I'm going to go harder. Okay? And guess what? You go in there and you clap it, and guess what's going to happen? What do you think you're going to do? Break it open and it's going to blow up? Or do you think you're going to cause a blood clot? No, this will never cause a blood clot. So just start off gentle for a week or maybe 10 days and then graduate. And then guess what? When the lump leaves and the eye stops bleeding, and if the eye bleeds, then why aren't you doing bright eyes at least in your eye and a little bit of silver bullet liquid? And then if you took C60, that's really going to help. But do whatever you want, love. Okay? Next. Audrey, I'd love to take all your courses, but can't come over. But I'm preparing a room for practicing. Good for you. I will send you a video message for the possibility to train people at home, or maybe I can make a place on a beautiful property. I don't know where you live, but you know, we'll come to you. You know, you just if you want to learn the Wolf non-surgical, then it depends. Like you could be trained yourself. That's a little costly. The more people you have, the less it costs. Right now, we're doing one in Saint Lazare, Quebec, which is 45 minutes west of Vancouver. And when is that one? That one we're going to have. There'll be 6 to 8 people there. It would have cost $15,000, and the lady said, "I'll pay it." She wanted to be trained. Eileen said, "I'll pay the $15,000." And I said, "Well, if we bring other people, it'll be less." So they're paying right now $6,700 each. Okay, and we're going to Saint Lazare, Quebec. When? And we'll be there. No, Sage will be there. He's doing the training, and he will be there.
Give me a second. Can I ask for a new slide? This is
Okay, there it is. August the 18th to August the 29th. There's 2 spots left, everyone, if you want to go. 2 spots left, and that's Saint Lazare, Quebec. It's right near the Ontario border, 45 minutes just west of Montreal. Okay, so give us a call. We'll come and train, and we'll do it for the best price we can. When can I send this message to you? What is your WhatsApp number? My WhatsApp number's 250-801-5893. Okay? Isn't it on here? Can you please, can I see? No, behind, the St. Lazare.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not on there. Can you tell Nat he needs to put that on all of them? There it is, 250. See, it's on this one. There it is, everyone, 250-801-5893. But make sure he gets that on the St. Lazare as well. Thank you. Jane, I have fatty tissue lump on my spine. Do I clap it? So there was a lady in the last class, and she had a fatty tumor about this big. Okay, I'm not exaggerating. So I went in and we found that fatty tumor had actually, it had roots coming off of it. Okay, and I went in and I loosened up all of that, and you can believe it or not believe it, but it was about 40% smaller after the first treatment. And then she got Celsonic. It's about 30% smaller now. And I told her I'd go back into that this week. So I'll go back in and do that, and then I'll Celsonic it. Hi, Sharon.
Hi. How's it going?
Are we supposed to be doing something today?
Yeah, we're supposed to meet with you and decide a plan as far as doing some of the pre-surgery
Okay.
videos with your...
All right. I'm just going to finish the show.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, she had to do it, didn't she? She couldn't help herself. Couldn't help yourself, could you?
No, I could.
Hi, sweetie. Okay. All right. We're almost done anyways, love. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right?
2 more questions.
2 more questions, and that's it. Elena, after applying C60 on my face, I burn the skin, especially around my eyes. No, C60 does not burn the skin. So what you've got, Elena, is toxins coming out of your skin. When I stopped using it, it healed. Is that possible? No. You've got chemicals in your skin. So take a look at the makeup you use or something else you're using. That's impossible. C60 will not burn the skin. That's it. That's all I can say. It won't. I mean, we have, and I mean it, we have, of the MCT C60, it heals the face and it never burns. So you might want to check on something else that you're putting on your face, and it's trying to draw it out. There's a reaction. Colette, question, can I spray iodide, then iodine shortly after? No. Oh, yes. You mean orally. Yes, you could spray the iodide, 5 sprays, and spray the iodine right away. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. That's not a problem. Okay, is that it?
Yep.
Okay, let's just go through the slides right now. So yeah, okay, so Thunder Shrooms, 15% off, guys, until Friday. Wait, starts on Friday, and it's over this Friday. Okay, next. We went through this, and guys, if you want, take a look at the bottom, click on Masterclass if you want my and type in Wolf Non-Surgical for the A to Z masterclass, and that is the most in-depth to show you that you've been ruled, schooled, and fooled as far as it goes with having to take painkillers and surgery. Seriously. And if you want my Braveheart Emotional Freedom Masterclass, type in Braveheart Free and start rocking your world, because unless you master your beliefs and create a new personality, you're not going to create a new reality. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, I already said that we only have 2 spots left. This is what we call personal certification training. This is happening in Eileen's home. There is only going to be a maximum of 8 people there, 6 to 8 people. That's how many are going to go there. So if you'd like to join it, it's going to be small, it's going to be personal, and so far it's all women, okay? All women in that class, all right? I've got lectures coming up in McKinney, Texas, okay? So that's McKinney, Texas, everyone. And on Sunday, August the 21st, athletes of all ages, reverse the irreversible, stay off the bench. In McKinney, Texas, they're really big on with their children and athletics. And I'm telling you, there are so many children there that have what's called Tommy John elbow. And I'm going to show them how their kids do not have to be benched, their kids do not have to have surgery, how their kids do not have to be on drugs. Seriously, it's a real bad situation, because a lot of these children, they want their kids to be the top athletes, but the reality is that children now are getting into problems that only adults used to have. Low back problems, let me tell you. So that lecture is going to be about for athletes all ages, and I'm going to show that the whole foundation of what we call healthcare for physical body ailments is totally toxic. Okay, and then on Monday, August the 22nd, no more drugs, surgery, implants, canes, walkers, or wheelchairs. Say no more. I'm going to create what we call the perfect day, and I'm also going to be working on people on both of those days to show that I'm absolutely right when it comes to elbow problems, shoulder problems, back problems, spinal problems, ankle, knee, hip, doesn't matter. I'm going to prove that the foundation of body work, whether medical or natural, is been watered down and twisted. Next. Oh, that lecture is free, everyone. So just so you know. Okay, so McKinney, Texas, our course starts August the 25th, goes to September 15th. I'll be doing the Whole Life Coach from August the 25th to the September 2nd. And then Sage will take over the Wolf Non-Surgical, and then, so we only have a few spots left if you're interested in becoming a New World practitioner, a Whole Life Coach, or Wolf Non-Surgical. Hi, can I help you? This is Dr. Wolf.
Hello. Yes, I am wondering, I'm thinking of taking your course, but I'm just not sure. I'm going to be in Texas, so that McKinney in Texas, that would be the closest for me, 3 hours. But then the Ixtapa one is in October, so I don't have my vaccination.
There's one in September, love. There's one in September and October in Ixtapa. There's 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
September
Well,
10th, September 10th to October 2nd. That's the one in Ixtapa. Can you bring it up? And then bring up the other one? Right there. Yeah, okay. And then where's the October one? October 18th, yeah, to November 9th. Those are the 2 that are going to happen before Christmas. So those are the only 2 happening here.
So you did say there's one in Texas, or not?
Well, yeah, Texas is August the 25th.
August the 25th, yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yes, love.
So, but if I wanted to do the one in Ixtapa, and I don't have my vaccinations, and I couldn't fly, so then I would I be able to...
Wait. You can fly without vaccination right now.
Really?
Yeah, that's not...
Oh.
No, Canadians, you can fly without vaccination. You can fly here and fly home, right? You can do that.
Oh.
And also, you want to
Okay.
do me a favor? What's your name?
Deb Turner.
Deb, call me. I want to go over some things with you, if that's okay. Call me in about 20 minutes, okay?
Okay, at this number?
This is the
When I
number.
call?
You got it, girl.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, Deb.
Bye-bye.
Okay, where are we?
McKinney.
McKinney. We talked about it. Yep,
All that bullshit.
we did. We talked about it. And there's the Ixtapa. We talked about that with Deb. And where's the October one? That didn't show up. There.
Octoberry.
Okay, so, okay, but what I'd like to do is get Nat to put both of them on one slide. Okay, all right? So anyways, yeah, we're gonna be doing, go back to Barry, I wanna talk about that to people. Okay, so that course is full. 1 second, go back to Barry. So that course is full. Is that the second course in Barry? There. The second course in Barry, everyone, from October 5th to October 27th. We're starting to fill that up right now. The Barry course filled in only 14 days. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 23 people. 24 people are in the Barry course right now. We actually have another one, October 5th to the 27th, if you'd like to come. And that'll be in Barry, all right? And if you want, call me. Can you get Nat to put my phone number on there again, please? Phone numbers need to be on all of these. So just call me at 855-900-4544, extension 5, or WhatsApp at 250-801-5893. Those are my phone numbers if you'd like to come to the course. I like to talk to everyone and find out, and because we really want you to do the right thing for you, okay? We want to do the right thing for you. We want to make sure that it's the right thing for you, okay? All right, anything else?
Lectures in Barry.
Oh yeah, the lectures. Okay, where are they? Okay, so I will be doing 2 lectures in Barry, Thursday, September the 22nd at 5:30 to 8:30, and then Sunday, October the 2nd from 3 until 6. But just so everybody knows, I will be in Barry, Ontario, around the 15th to the 20th of August. So I'll know that next week, and I'm going to do a free lecture, okay? So just so if you're in Toronto and you're in Barrie area, I will be doing a lecture around the 15th to the 20th of August, all right? Good. Now, anybody who's interested in courses or coming here for treatments or us coming to you for personal treatment and training or personal certification, we'll go anywhere around the world, or you can come here. We go to you, or you come to us. Just send me an email to nwp@docofdetox.com. Every Thursday night, okay, I do a Zoom, and you can ask me live questions, or you can come on Facebook or Rumble or YouTube and type in your questions, or I'll have my phone with me on Thursday night too. But just know that same Zoom for Thursday night is the same Zoom you could have came on today, right?
Yep.
So
Same Zoom for every hour.
it's the same Zoom for every show. So you can always use that Zoom to come on, okay? Okay, all right. Anyways, that's it. So it's all about self-care and it's all about self-love. And I don't know, I'm not going to be able to sell that program to the majority, but we don't have to. I hope you know that if only 2 to 3% of the world were to actually buy into the unconditional love, self-care, self-love thing, guess what? The whole matrix would fall. Okay, whether you want to believe this, one person that finds peace and unconditional love for themselves has more power than 10,000 haters. And that is the God's truth. And never forget that you are what you've been looking for. I am love, I am healed, I'm Braveheart, today and every day. From the moment that I rise until I gently close my eyes, I will trust, honor, respect, protect, and forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else. So help me God, because I am, I can, I'm healed, I'm Braveheart. 3, 2, 1. You got this. Have a beautiful day. You know, it's not good enough to have the most powerful courses, treatments, and training. We want to deliver to you the adventure of a lifetime that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to take you on a little adventure right now and show you what we are going to deliver. What are we going to deliver? We are going to deliver the authentic you, the real you, the genius inside. How would you like to become not just the master of your mind, but the master of your body, the master of your life? You know what? The most important world is your world, and we're about to show you how to create it.
Found Dr. Wolf and all his positivity and trying to reshape our way of thinking and help me be a better person, a better mom, better wife. I'm glad I found him in person in Ixtapa, Mexico.
Never limit yourself to beautiful, because that's what you are. Take a look at this beautiful place. We all deserve beauty in our life. You need to create a new program that is unlimited when it comes to things that are beautiful, things that make you happy, things that make you shine, things that make you feel excited. Let's get excited.
This guy's got something really interesting to say and he's sharing it really openly and just really not caring what other people think, and I just thought that was really empowering.
What I've learned in my life is this: to be the change you wish to be the change you wish to see, Braveheart, you have to understand you take life one step at a time.
Dr. Wolf, as many people will have seen, is very direct and straight and will take you to the edge of the cliff, as he says, and then pull you back just in time.
Never lose your focus. Never lose your dream, because you are the dream maker. It's called image, but guess what? It's your imagination. The image that you hold creates the thought that you live with. That thought creates an emotion that creates a frequency, and we know that the invisible creates the physical. I mean, that's quite obvious. So be the power that you seek, and understand something, that all your thoughts matter. And guess what? Unless you're willing to take a look at those thoughts and retrain your brain, change your personality, you'll never change your reality, and your reality could become infinite.
He's a wealth of information, and I love it.
You were created by your creator to create. So let's create something amazing together.
I found Dr. Wolf and I went, wow, here's a truth speaker. And he spoke to my soul, and he spoke truth.
So tell me what you think of the destination that I came up with my imagination to hold the whole life coach certification for you. Understand something. It's all about beauty. It's all about adventure. It's all about stimulating the mind, okay? And understanding that your mind is unlimited. And that is what the Whole Life Coach certification is all about. In the Whole Life Coach certification, we are going to go deeper. We have people coming to us, professionals coming to us, from doctors to nurses to accountants to oil riggers to mothers that want to expand their life. And when they come here, they go, I need to learn to help my family, or I want to improve my business. But guess what? We get into their business. When they leave, they become the change that they wish to see, that they wish to be. They become the gift to the world, because when you can stay in the present, and you can't do that until you have unconditional love and care for yourself. And I'll tell you something right now. I have hardly even found 1 out of 1,000 practitioners, or even so-called whole life coaches, that can hold the present moment and own it and then give it as a gift. And this is what I'm going to give to you. And when you come here, this is where you're going to come into this room when you need to find alignment, you need to find balance, and you need to get back into your lion heart breath, because we're going to go deep into your heart, and we're going to become the spark that you seek.
And actually what I really love about Dr. Wolf's teachings is that unconditional love is literally it. And then you're like, how can it be that easy? That's just silly. So, but it's really not.
Come play, come stay, come train with us today. Understand something. I know we have fear, but understand